And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch it live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Monday. We just had that huge Sunday slate of games on yesterday. How great was that? Nothing kind of too crazy or unpredictable. We were kind of mostly on the point last night on all those games. Colts kind of definitely not the way we expected to go. That was kind of the big game that really just we didn't get right. Obviously, we took Buffalo -7 and it wasn't even close. But are we buying the Colts now because of that win? I don't think so. I don't think we're buying the Colts like that, but we'll talk all that through. So today, just running down the games from yesterday in the NFL, breaking them all down. For this week, we might have to expedite some segments. Obviously, we've got Thursday. We've got 3 games on Thursday because it is Thanksgiving, so we may have to do some film study on tomorrow's show and all that. Don't have everything ironed out yet, but we'll go along as we progress throughout the week. Just got to get that baseline of what went down in the NFL yesterday. So today is staying the same, breaking down all the NFL games from last night, and then doing our NBA Daily 10 as well. So let's get 10 minutes on the clock, and then we will talk the NBA, and then we will head into what took place in the NFL last night and yesterday. Alrighty, here we go. 10 minutes on the clock. Next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA. And there's one unfortunate news story we got to talk about as well in the NBA that we will get to when we get to that matchup. But without further ado, next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk, 10 minutes on the clock, and the 10 minutes start right now. Alrighty, a couple games on in the NBA last night. Let's start with the first one up here. Mavericks at the Clippers, and the Mavericks lose to this Clippers team. This is 3 straight games of facing really good teams in the NBA, and the Mavericks floundering again. 2 times against the Suns, and now a game against the Mavericks. So the Clippers get the win 97-91. Still no Luka Doncic out here for the Mavericks, which is probably the big reason why they're not winning these big games, but still would like to see the Mavericks, win without, their biggest star. I know it's hard to win without your biggest star, but that still kind of gives you a lot of buyability, batability, a lot of green flags moving forward, but Mavericks can't seem to win without Luka Doncic. So Jalen Brunson fills in at the 1, and he has a really great game, 20 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, a +3 on the floor. I mean, that's kind of what Luka Doncic gives you on a kind of nightly basis. So stepping up big time to Jalen Brunson. Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 2 is not stepping up. 8 points. He had 5 assists, 6 rebounds, which is good, but shot 16% on 12 shots, 1 of 4 from the 3. We need this man to be way more consistent like he was last season. We were clamoring for this man to get 6th man of the year last season, and now he's in the starting lineup consistently, and he's not doing anything great. So really would love to see Tim Hardaway Jr. step it up a little bit more this season. Dwight Powell still at the 5, 9 points, 5 rebounds. Porzingis at the 4, 25 points, led the team in scoring, 8 rebounds as well. And then Dorian Finney-Smith at the 3, 7 points. Off the bench, no great bench production at all, and that's a huge reason why the Mavericks lost last night. Now, for this Clippers team, Paul George, 29 points, led the team in scoring, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Very well done by Paul George. Reggie Jackson having a great night as well. 23 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Eric Bledsoe back to kind of floundering a little bit offensively. 2 points on 4 shots, 4 rebounds. Zubac at the 5, though, 16 points, 10 rebounds. Truly a great performance. And then some good performances off the bench. Nothing great, but nothing like the Mavericks had. Luke Kennard, 9 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Serge Ibaka with 6 points and 4 rebounds. And then Terrence Mann, 7 points, 4 rebounds as well. So Clippers come away with the 97-91 victory over the Mavericks. All right, then we get the Lakers at the Pistons, and what a crazy game this was. LeBron James elbowing, who was it? Oh, man, I'm blanking on the name. Hang on. Isaiah Stewart. Elbowing Isaiah Stewart in the eye. He's gushing blood everywhere. He wanted to fight LeBron James. LeBron James didn't fight, obviously, and Isaiah Stewart had to get held back, and then LeBron James ends up getting ejected out here. And the Lakers were losing by the time of LeBron James' ejection, and then the Lakers go on to win 121-116, and we saw the Lakers play decent with LeBron James out for that kind of weak stretch that he was out, and they were kind of doing pretty solid. So is LeBron James the worst player on this Lakers team? Well, of course not, but they are winning without LeBron, which is kind of crazy, but kind of good as well. We just told y'all we wanted to see the Mavericks win without Luka Doncic. So Lakers winning without LeBron James, always a great sign for this Lakers team overall. But Russell Westbrook, 26 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, only 3 turnovers, and a +8 on the floor. Anthony Davis was a +5. LeBron was a -15. Let's start giving respect to Russell Wilson. I know it's low-hanging fruit. I know it's an easy dig just to say Russell Westbrook is trash, but that's not the whole story. That's not the bigger picture. It's a medium-sized picture within the bigger picture. I will give y'all that, but let's relax a little bit on Russell Westbrook. I feel like we're saying this on a daily basis, gamely basis out here, because we're seeing Russell Westbrook be really solid out here. Yes, is he still shooting not the best, 1 of 6 from 3? Yes, I will give y'all that, but overall for positive production on the floor, he is bringing you positive production on the floor. How can we knock that? Avery Bradley, no points, 3 rebounds on 3 shots. DeAndre Jordan playing the 5 for only 13 minutes, 6 points, but 9 rebounds. And then Anthony Davis, 30 points, 4 steals, 5 blocks, 6 assists, 10 rebounds. Holy moly, am I right, folks? Jeez Louise, Anthony Davis truly getting it done. And then off the bench, Carmelo Anthony. Sheesh, this man is an absolute dog out here for this Lakers bench. 18 points. And then Dwight Howard, 13 points, 5 rebounds as well. So really solid production out here. Malik Monk getting his minutes taken away from him, now only playing 12 minutes out here on the floor, and we need this man to be good, and if he's not being good, take away his minutes, take away this man's minutes, he doesn't deserve them. But Lakers come away with the win here. And then for this Pistons team, anybody do good? Well, Jeremy Grant, their best player, 36 big ol' points, 4 rebounds. Isaiah Stewart getting in the fight with LeBron James, 4 points, 1 rebound at the 5. Cade Cunningham, triple-double, 13 points, 10 assists, 12 rebounds, real solid by him. And then Sadiq Bey, 14 points, and even great bench production from Frank Jackson, 15 points, 2 rebounds, and Hamidou Diallo, 17 points, 6 rebounds. So it was a close game. The Pistons were winning really throughout the entirety of the game, but then, fourth quarter, Lakers come storming back and get the win, 121-116. All right, next game up here, Knicks at the Bulls. Bulls get the big old win here, 109-103. Very well done for this Bulls team. Still no Vucevic at the 5. DeMar DeRozan, 31 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Man, DeMar DeRozan so gosh dang consistent. Oh, my goodness. It's like every single game, 25-plus points, no problem, efficient, winning games. Shout out to DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And Lonzo Ball, 11 points, but, on 3 of 7 from 3, 36% on 11 shots. Once again, he's not the big scorer. 5 assists, 6 rebounds go along with that. Very well done. And then we had a nice bench contribution from Kobe White, 14 points. So Bulls still getting it done with their big 3 instead of the big 4. And then the Knicks, an unfortunate loss out here. Kemba Walker still in the starting lineup, 7 points, 4 assists on 9 shots. And then Derrick Rose off the bench, 9 points and 3 assists. He played 30 minutes. Kemba Walker only played 17. So we are getting that Derrick Rose is playing more minutes than Kemba Walker, but we just want these Derrick Rose minutes to be way more impactful than what they are. So Knicks still kind of struggling with their guards, especially with Evan Fournier, 3 points on 7 shots, lackluster. Julius Randle carried the bulk of the work, offensive load here, 34 points, 10 rebounds. RJ Barrett had 9 points and 15 rebounds. And then off the bench here, great production by Alec Burks, 13 points. We had Emmanuel Quickly, 12 points, and Obi Toppin, 10.6 rebounds. So once again, we love this Knicks bench. They've got a very deep bench out here, and they're running it really solidly here over the last couple of games. Unfortunately, this good performance by the bench results in a loss, 109-103. Alrighty, then we get the Nuggets at the Suns, and another big win for the Suns team. Their 12th straight win, blowing out the Nuggets 126-97. We'll talk about the Nuggets in a second, but let's start here with the Suns. 9 points, 10 assists by Chris Paul. Devin Booker, 17 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, 21 points, almost led the team in scoring. Cameron Johnson off the bench put up 22 points in 23 minutes and was the leading scorer on the team, beating DeAndre Ayton by 1 point. 8 rebounds as well for DeAndre Ayton. Jay Crowder, 15 points. McCall Bridges, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So overall, everybody in the starting lineup getting it done. And then off the bench, fantastic. Like we said, Cameron Johnson led the team in scoring, 22 points. Cameron Payne, 10 points. 3 assists, 5 rebounds for JaVale McGee, 10 points, 4 rebounds. So an all-around great team with this Suns team, and they're winning games consistently as we're seeing 12th straight wins. And now for this Nuggets team, big unfortunate news that, we knew this was coming as soon as we heard that Michael Porter Jr., it was around the 8th of this month, November 8th, where Michael Porter Jr. was kind of announced, hey, he's going to be missing about a week, probably more, and now we get this. Michael Porter Jr. could miss the rest of the season with the nerve issue. Truly unfortunate. We knew it was kind of over with Michael Porter Jr. last season when the back gave out down the stretch when he was playing absolutely magnificent in the regular season, and then the playoffs came, and then he just started to get worse and worse and worse. That back was giving out on him every single game, and that's why the Nuggets playoff performances kind of ended a little bit prematurely, because no Michael Porter Jr., no consistent scoring, and now you're not going to win games, and that's exactly what happened. So Nuggets, they paid him the contract extension, about $150 million this offseason, which we thought, okay, so the Nuggets know something that we don't know. They feel good. The medical team feels good about Michael Porter Jr., but now here we are, the back nerves acting up, and he's going to miss the rest of the season most likely. So this Nuggets team, they're donezo. You need Michael Porter Jr. You need that good 3. You've still got, Jamal Murray at the 1, who's still, a little banged up, and Jokic, who can still, run the offense solidly, but not having that consistent outside score, it's going to mess with the Nuggets, and they won't be finals contenders. No way. Maybe kind of not even wild card, like 8th seed playing tournament caliber, but that's what this Nuggets team is going to be. That is our 10 minutes, but let's finish up here with this last game and a half. So, who is this Nuggets team rocking with everybody out? It's just Aaron Gordon at the 4, Monte Morris at the 1, Will Barton at the 2, Jeff Green at the 3, JaMychal Green at the 5. Nothing great out here. Jeff Green, 19 points. Aaron Gordon, 16 points, 10 rebounds. He's really Aaron Gordon is going to have to start being a 25-a-night scorer for this Nuggets team if they want consistent winning games out here, and we don't see that ever happening. So, Nuggets lose, no more Michael Porter Jr., how truly unfortunate. And then the last game of the night, Raptors at the Warriors. Warriors get another big old win here, winning 119-106 or 104 over the Raptors. For the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins, 32 big old points, 6 rebounds, efficient as heck, 6 of 8 from 3, 60% on 20 shots. Absolutely love it. Kevon Looney at the 5, 7 points, 10 rebounds. Draymond Green, 4 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists. Classic Draymond Green. Steph Curry, 12 points, 8 assists. A little bit of a lackluster night by Steph Curry, but it's all right because Jordan Poole steps it up again. Back-to-back games of Jordan Poole stepping it up absolutely mammoth size. No Steph Curry last game. He puts up a great performance. They win. Steph Curry's in the game this game. Unfortunately, a little bit of a lackluster performance by Curry, and Jordan Poole steps it up again. 33 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and then Otto Porter Jr. off the bench with 15 points and 6 rebounds. Sheesh, this Warriors team is absolutely on fire. And then an unfortunate loss here for the Raptors. Fred VanVleet, 17 points, 7 assists. Gary Trent Jr., 11 points, didn't shoot well, 18% on 16 shots. Kem Birch still playing the 5, 7 points, 5 rebounds. Siakam at the 4 led the team in scoring, 21 points, 6 rebounds, and then Scotty Barnes, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Not that efficient, 27% on 11 shots, but overall pretty solid. So Warriors get another win here, winning 119-104. All right, let's quickly see, is there anything good on tonight in the NBA? We know we've got football, but is there any way we can cash in on some basketball tonight? A lot of games on. Let's see if we get any great value. We get Nets at Cavs. Nets at -6, Cavs +6. Cavs looking real solid without Jared Allen. Is Jared Allen good to go tonight? Do we feel comfortable with taking the Cavs +6 points if Jared Allen is back? I don't know about this against this Nets team, but let's quickly see. Colin Sexton, we obviously know, is out. C.D. Osman, just a game-time decision. No news on Jared Allen, so he should be good to go. And then for the Nets, Joe Harris is still out, and Nicholas Claxton is still out. So Cavs +6, not terrible value. I think we'll stay away from it. We get Hornets at Wizards. Hornets +4, Wizards -4. Thunder at Hawks. Thunder +11.5, Hawks -11.5. And this Hawks team has kind of been turning around. We'll see if they can continue the turnaround here tonight against a winnable opponent against the Thunder. Rockets at the Celtics. Rockets +11.5, Celtics -11.5. Celtics still without Jaylen Brown, and they've been winning games without him. So, probably swallow the points there. Too many for us to swallow, but we endorse it. Timberwolves, Pelicans. Timberwolves -3, Pelicans +3. This Timberwolves team, a little rocky here, maybe finding their footing a little bit. This Pelicans team kind of hit and miss with Brandon Ingram back. Pacers at Bulls. Pacers +3, Bulls -3. Ooh, Bulls -3. Come on. We can swallow that. Is everybody's good to go here for the Bulls? They are in a back-to-back, but we don't care. It's just everybody besides Vucevic. So, yeah, we're going to take the Bulls -3 tonight at home against this Pacers team that can never win. Of course, we've got to take that value. Magic at Bucks. Magic +12.5, Bucks -12.5. All righty, we'll see if the Magic can give it a go. We'll stay away from swallowing 12 points. Suns at Spurs. Suns -5.5, Spurs +5.5. Suns obviously rallying off wins here, no problem. In a back-to-back, though, 5-point spread. We'll stay away from it. Grizzlies, Jazz. Grizzlies +10, Jazz -10. Jazz looking real gosh dang good. Grizzlies still kind of figuring out what they are. And then the 76ers at the Kings. 76ers +2, Kings -2 out here. I'm assuming with this spread line that Joel Embiid is still out. It makes sense. And Joel Embiid is still out. And Danny Green is a game-time decision. But we will see if what the 76ers team can do. We'll stay away from it. We got great value at Bulls -3 tonight, our official pick in the NBA. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's head over to the NFL and start breaking down every single game and every single player that we saw last night in the NFL during that full day of NFL action. And how great was that? I mean, just lounging around, watching football all day long. It's one of the greatest experiences in human existence, folks, watching football all day long doing nothing. If we can bring aliens, if aliens ever landed on Earth and was like, yo, what is this planet all about? You sit an alien down in front of the television for what is it, like 1 to like 11? I mean, I think the last game ended at like 11:30. So I mean, we're going 10 straight hours of football. You sit an alien down for 10 straight hours and be like, this is life. This is the human experience. What do you think? And the aliens most likely are like, yeah, we can move here. This is a good planet. We can inhabit this. And we're like, hey, whoa. We said y'all can visit. I don't know what y'all doing about staying here. But we digress. Maybe the aliens start their own NFL league on their own planet. Who knows? But either way, NFL is great. No? I think we can all agree. Alrighty, let's start here with the first game up from yesterday. Saints at Eagles, and man, oh man, we are loving this Eagles team, folks. Once again, Eagles win 40. They put up 40 big ol' points. Yes. We've been seeing this Eagles offense get better and better every single week. Once again, Nick Sirianni needs to be in the running for Coach of the Year. Let's see, is he getting respected here? Let's go to DraftKings right here and see what the Coach of the Year standings are. I want Nick Sirianni to have some solid odds. I'm not saying he has to be the favorite out here, but I definitely want him in maybe kind of the top 5-6 coach of the years. So let's see what we got here, what they've got the odds at, and if we can cash in with Nick Sirianni at Coach of the Year. So, best odds for Coach of the Year. We got Cliff Kingsbury at plus 400, Bill Belichick at plus 500, Mike Vrabel at plus 600, Brandon Staley at plus 1,000, Mike McCarthy at 1,400, Sean McVay at 1,400, Zach Taylor at 1,600, Matt LaFleur at 1,800, Frank Reich at 2,500, Sean McDermott at 2,500, Kyle Shanahan at 3,500, Ron Rivera at 4,000, John Harbaugh at 4,000, Sean Payton at 4,000, Matt Rule at 5,000, Nick Sirianni at 5,000. Oh, that is disrespect. You gotta move Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is a better coach than Matt Rule. He's a better coach right now than Sean Payton. He's a better head coach right now than John Harbaugh. He's a better head coach than Ron Rivera, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McDermott, Frank Reich, Matt LaFleur, Zach Taylor, Sean McVay, Mike McCarthy, Brandon Staley, maybe not Mike Vrabel before Derrick Henry went down. But I mean, yeah, Nick Sirianni definitely should be like top 5 right here. Give me Nick Sirianni. Basically everybody besides Cliff Kingsbury, Bill Belichick, I take hands down over Nick Sirianni. This man deserves a lot more respect and recognition here, and he just had another great win for this Eagles team, trying to vie for a playoff spot here, whether it's for the division lead of the NFC East or just getting in as a wild card. This Eagles team is getting better every single week, and we saw another great week of them winning 40-29 over the Saints. Now, for the Saints team, Trevor Siemian got out to a little bit of a poor start, threw an interception on their second drive. Eagles go up 7-0. They have to punt on their next drive. Eagles go up 14-0. And they made it a game, 17-14. That was probably the closest the game ever was. And then, once again, we got Trevor Siemian throwing a pick six, 2 interceptions for Nick Sirianni. Truly unfortunate. And once again, this Saints offense just not doing anything until it was way late. If you're just looking at the final box score, you'd be like, well, it was only 11 points. Saints kept it close, but it wasn't, folks. They were down 33-7. 33-7 with how much time left? With 2 minutes left in the third quarter. It's just, once again, the Saints offense, they get out to these slow starts, and then finally, when they're down big, then they go and score 22 points in the fourth quarter. We've seen this over and over and over again with the Saints, and that's why I'm saying give Nick Sirianni Coach of the Year over Sean Payton. Why is Sean Payton at plus 4,000 to win Coach of the Year, and Nick Sirianni is at plus 5,000? What has Sean Payton done this year that kind of makes you go, wow, this is a good coach? He's not doing anything offensively without Drew Brees. I mean, this offense is so lackluster for some solid talent. And I know they haven't had Alvin Kamara over the last 2 weeks. I get it, but still, we've seen Trevor Siemian show you the groundwork in the baseline to be like, hey, I can get it done, and then you still don't rely on them. You rely on them when it's way too late in the game, when you're already down like 28 points. That's when you rely on them. That's when you let the offense loose. Absolutely unacceptable. It's unacceptable, Vegas. You didn't have any really big line disrespects for Week 11, but this is coaching disrespect right here. Give Nick Sirianni the credit he deserves. I want this man to be in top 5 Coach of the Year candidate. Do you all understand me? He deserves it. This team is getting better every single week. Rookie wide receiver, second year, kind of year and a half quarterback in Jalen Hurts, rookie head coach himself, and they have him at 5-6, always competitive, getting better every single week. Come on. Jeez. All right. But that's our Nick Sirianni endorsement of the day, folks. It's seeming to be like an everyday thing. Whenever we get to talk about coaches, we're going to be talking about Nick Sirianni because he's truly getting disrespected by the way he's not getting talked about in the national media. Alrighty, let's start breaking down some stats here with the Saints. Another unfortunate to start offensively, and then Trevor Siemian finishes 22 of 40. Womp womp. 55% completion percentage, only 214 yards. Once again, this big offense here, potential for the Saints, doesn't get going. Another poor throwing the ball day of only 214 yards. He had 3 touchdowns that all came, and what was this now? He had a touchdown that made it competitive, 14-7, but then other than that, the other 2 touchdowns came in garbage time, unfortunately, in the fourth quarter. So 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The first interception came in the first quarter, led to 7 points. Really, real good starting field position for the Eagles. And this is what we know about the Eagles. They'll take advantage of short field positions, and they've been getting better in the red zone, folks. Another kind of red flag that we had real early on for the Eagles, not getting it done in the red zone, not being able to score consistently, and another good performance here, putting up 40 points, folks. Once again, getting better every single week. And then the second interception here came in the... When there's a second interception come, here we go. In the second quarter, right before halftime, he throws a pick six. How do you throw a pick six right before halftime? You could have been going down into the locker room down 20-7. Now you're down 27-7. Absolutely not what we need. And then we had a fumble by Mark Ingram in the third quarter that led to 3 points as well. So we got 17 points out of 3 turnovers. This Eagles defense is legit. We've known this, and the offense is getting better every single week, taking advantage of those turnovers. We love to see it. So an overall disappointing day by Trevor Siemian. We may watch him again in our Wednesday film study or just a film study day. We do know that the Saints team is playing on Thanksgiving, so we might have to expedite it, but can we believe in Trevor Siemian still? I think so. I just think it's this offensive play calling by Sean Payton. A lot of Sean's. I was thinking Sean McVay. No, it's not Sean McVay. Sean Payton. So I think he's holding the offense back, folks. Still thinking it. All right, Mark Ingram, he had 16 rushes for 88 yards, real solid there. Trevor Siemian took off twice for 16 yards and a touchdown. And then who was Trevor Siemian throwing to? Well, at least we had this. Traquan Smith, leading receiver. We can get behind that a little bit. 5 receptions for 44 yards. We had Adam Troutman, 5 receptions for 58 yards and a touchdown. Marquez Callaway, 1 catch, 26 yards, a touchdown. Isn't that how it goes, folks? 1 catch for Callaway, 1 touchdown. I mean, this is what he can do. Get him the ball a little bit more. They did target him 4 times, but they targeted Mark Ingram 8 times, Adam Troutman 8 times, and Traquan Smith 8 times. So once again, Marquez Callaway is not the number 1 option on this offense. Why? Why is it not? Can we please get this man the ball? Mark Ingram, 6 catches for 25 yards. Nick Vanette, 1 catch for 20 yards. Deontay Harris, 2 catches for 11 yards. So Saints offense coming up a little bit flat this game. And then what are the Eagles doing? The same thing that the Eagles have been doing this entire season. Healthy balance, truly healthy balance of running the pass. Jalen Hurts goes 13 of 24 for 147 yards. No touchdown, no pick throwing the ball. 13 of 24. We get 54% completion percentage. It's not the most impressive, but it's able to move the ball. And then we get in the rushing game. Miles Sanders, 16 carries for 94 yards. Jalen Hurts, 18 carries for 69 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then Jordan Howard, 10 carries for 63 yards. So just taking running backs, Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard, they had 26 rushes. Jalen Hurts had 24 passes. Absolutely fantastic. And then once again, Jalen Hurts taking off 18 times himself for 69 yards and 3 touchdowns, getting it done in the red zone. The read option, the play action, it's working so well for this Eagles team, and they're winning games, folks. They're 5-6 now. Respect this Eagles team. I may put them in the top 10. I think we've got some movement here in the top 10. I think we have to take the Raiders out officially this week. I think we're going to be putting the Eagles here at number 10, folks, this week. Do not be surprised if that happens. And then who was Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to? We had Dallas Goedert, leading receiver, 5 catches for 62 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 61 yards. Still getting him the ball. Love seeing that. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, 1 catch for 23 yards. And that was really it. Those three receivers were the only people catching balls. How crazy is that? So Eagles get a nice win here. Their defense gets it done, forcing turnovers and just capitalizing on all those turnovers. Look at these points scored throughout the game. 14 points first quarter, 13 points second quarter, 6 points third quarter, 7 points fourth quarter. Consistent scoring throughout the game. We love it. Eagles get the big old win, 40-29. Alrighty, next game up here is Washington at Carolina, and we took Washington +3. They win outright. Bingo bango, winning 27-21 out here. Once again, we liked Washington. Their defense gets it done. Cam looked good. I'm not saying Cam didn't look great, but at the end of the game, he had 2 chances to win the game himself, and he just couldn't do it. In the fourth quarter, Washington up 24-21. Carolina 4th and 3 at the 32-yard line. First of all, Or never mind. They're at their own 32-yard line. 4th and 3. They tried to go for it. There's 3 minutes left. You're down 3. You got to do something. Cam Newton passed short left to Christian McCaffrey for only 2 yards on 4th and 3. Come on, not throwing to the marker and checking it down to Christian McCaffrey, who I get it. He's a great player. I'm not knocking, getting him the ball. But once again, it's Cam Newton being way dink and dunky and just not throwing to the marker on 4th and 3 to pick up the first down. Come on. And then he had another chance. Washington settles for another field goal. So now they're only down 6. You've got 2 minutes left. And once again, turnover on downs. 4th and 3 at Washington's 49-yard line. Cam Newton takes a sack and they lose the game. No more chances on offense. So Cam, we knew you'd get the big ovation in the crowd. Everybody was loving it. You scored real early on. It was really competitive all throughout the game. But is Cam Newton not able to make the difference, not able to make the throw to win the game or to tie the game or to extend the game to make it even closer than what it actually was in the final box score? So just Cam Newton, folks. He's nothing new. He's nothing fresh. It's a great story. Y'all got caught up in the story. That's fine. It happens. Y'all took Panthers -3. I saw y'all all on Twitter saying Panthers -3. I saw all y'all say that. And it's unfortunate that the story did not pay off. But we took the Washington football team +3. They win by 6. Bingo, bango. Taylor Heineke gets it done. And Ron Rivera beats Cam Newton. That's what it did. But we could still give credit for Cam Newton. I mean, first drive, they go down and score a touchdown. Once again, building the culture, getting the electricity going in the stadium. But unfortunately, when you had to go out and do it and had to go and make those throws, he just couldn't. So let's start here with the Panthers and Cam Newton since we're talking about him. Cam Newton goes 21 of 27. Once again, real solid here. Dink and Dunky, though, 77% completion percentage. He had 189 yards and 21 completions. Once again, dink and dunking out here. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, absolutely fantastic. He didn't even fumble the ball here, and that's a huge green flag. So I'm not knocking Cam Newton 100%, but this is the Cam Newton that we know. This is not like you don't get kind of a little bit kind of forced out of the NFL, at least in the starting role sense, and then be brought in as kind of a last second backup to overtake a starting quarterback that got injured for the rest of the year. You don't just come in and start winning games and looking good. I mean, there was a reason why you weren't in this league. So I'm not knocking Cam Newton 100%, but, this was a close game, and this is what we're going to be seeing all season long at the maximum. At the maximum, we're going to be getting, Carolina losing close games, but ultimately losing. This is what Cam Newton is going to do, folks. This is it. So great completion percentage, dinking and dunking. Didn't turn the ball over. Some good things here. May be able to expand the offense a little bit more. We'll see. Christian McCaffrey, 10 carries for 59 yards. Cam Newton took off 10 times for 46 yards and a touchdown. So once again, classic Cam Newton out here. Over 220 yards through the rush and the pass game. So it's not a bad performance out here by Cam Newton. And then who was Cam Newton throwing to? Well, Christian McCaffrey, leading receiver, leading rusher. Does that surprise anybody? It shouldn't. This is Cam Newton, folks. It's not like he has a giant arm and giant accurate arm. Christian McCaffrey, 7 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 5 receptions, 50 yards and a touchdown. We had Tommy Tremble, 2 receptions, 35 yards. And then Robbie Anderson, 5 receptions for 30 yards. So overall, he got DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson the ball solidly. Once again, we're not knocking Cam Newton 100%, but this is it, folks. A 6-point loss. Christian McCaffrey, leading receiver, leading rusher as well. Cam Newton, dinking, dunking. This is it. All right, and then on the Washington football side, Taylor Heineke pulling out another win out here, stringing 2 wins together. Is this the resurgence of Taylor Heineke? I don't know. I don't think so. But, hey, he won 2 straight, so we'll give him a little bit of credit. Taylor Heineke goes 16 of 22, 72% completion percentage, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Did he fumble? He fumbled once, but didn't lose it. So well done to Taylor Heineke. Throwing the ball accurately, not dinking and dunking, doing it all. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Well done. And then in the running game, Antonio Gibson, 19 carries for 95 yards. Great game in the running game. J.D. McKissick, 7 rushes for 46 yards. Taylor Heineke, 6 rushes for 29 yards. Jarrett Patterson, 7 rushes for 23 yards. So well done for Ron Rivera, really just focusing in on the run game. Didn't let Taylor Heineke do too much, only let him throw 22 times, and that's exactly kind of Taylor Heineke's game. We know he's not, A1, tier 1 quarterback in this league that can sling it 50 times and come away with the win. That's not Taylor Heineke. Established the run game. The Panthers defense kind of cracked during the run game. I mean, very well done. Ran it consistently. Everybody was getting it done by committee. Fantastic. So well done for Ron Rivera putting a good offensive game plan together and then just kind of not letting Cam Newton run wild on him. Held him in check. Fantastic game all around here in Washington on the road. Fantastic. And who was Taylor Heineke throwing to? Well, Terry McLaurin, 5 catches, 103 yards and a touchdown. Absolutely fantastic. Adam Humphries, 2 catches, 30 yards. John Bates, 3 catches, 23 yards. DeAndre Carter, 2 catches, 22 yards, a touchdown. And then Cam Sims, 2 catches, 19 yards and a touchdown. So going to your A1 tier 1 wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, we always endorse that. And that's who Taylor Heineke was getting the ball to. So well done for the Washington football team to win 27-21 over Carolina. Still a decent defensive effort. Cam Newton had some nice energy, but at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just energy. Is it truly turning around the culture here in Carolina? I don't think so, but it is nice energy, and energy does result in the win sometimes, not all the time, as we know. That's why Colt McCoy has a loss. That's why Mike White has a loss, because yes, the fresh energy, the fresh energy you bring in, it's not anything long lasting, and Cam Newton is unfortunately going to have to figure out that the hard way. So Washington wins 27-21, and we'll see what the spread is going to be like for Carolina next week and all that, and we'll see if y'all are still taking the feel-good story. I don't think that's the right decision or the right play. Washington wins 27-21. Alrighty, next game up here is the Colts and the Bills. In this game, this was probably, really the only game we were 100% wrong on. I didn't think the Colts would have any chance to win this game, but I give respect to the Colts on how they win the game. This is what we've wanted to see out of this Colts team. Run the ball and barely let Carson Wentz handle the ball, and that's exactly what happened. They got great turnovers by the Bills, and they just ran the ball, and they won because of the running game. So the Colts absolutely obliterate the Bills here, 41-15, and this is obviously not another not great to look for the Bills, losing against the Jags, beating the Jets. All right, everybody kind of forgot. All right, now they're a good team, and now they lose and get kind of blown out here by the Colts. 41-15. And once again, just the Bills doing classic Bills things, not running the ball at all. But before we get there, let's start here with the Colts since they got the win, so we'll give them the credit first. So here we go. Colts get the big ol' win, 41-15, and this is what we love seeing. Carson Wentz only throwing the ball 20 times, exactly what it should be. And it's not like Carson Wentz did anything good. He went 11 of 20, folks. That's barely 50%. It's going to be like 50. It might be 55%. 11 of 20. What do we get? 55% completion percentage. It's barely 50%, folks. It's, once again, it's not Carson Wentz getting it done for this Colts team. It's the running game, which we've known right since week 1, right since Carson Wentz was floundering, getting 2 major playmakers the ball in Michael Pittman Jr. and T.Y. Hilton. And once again, we are still getting this 10, 11 weeks into the season. Carson Wentz can still not be good at throwing the ball to some great wide receivers out here, and you have a great elite running game that helps open up the passing game, and he's still not getting it done in the passing game. So I'm glad that the Colts held this man to only 20 throws. This is exactly what we want to see, and Jonathan Taylor got 32 carries. Yes, fantastic. 32 carries for 185 yards, 4 touchdowns. Holy, amazing out here by Jonathan Taylor. And now, congratulations, Jonathan Taylor. He is now officially the leading rusher in the NFL. It only took 3-4 games with the absence of Derrick Henry for him to finally overtake Derrick Henry as number 1 rusher in the NFL. So well done, Jonathan Taylor. Once again, just speaks to how great Derrick Henry is, folks. So Jonathan Taylor, 32 rushes for 185 yards, 4 touchdowns, absolutely fantastic. Nyheim Hines got the ball 4 times for 31 yards, and Carson Wentz ran the ball twice for 18 yards. Deion Jackson ran the ball 6 times for 12 yards. So overall, Jonathan Taylor carrying the ball. All right, now Carson Wentz, who was he throwing to? Well, it was Jack Doyle, their tight end, leading receiver, 3 catches for 30 yards. Then we have T.Y. Hilton, 2 catches for 26 yards. Then we have Michael Pittman Jr., 2 catches for 23 yards. So your main receivers have a total of 4 catches for 49 yards, and you put up 41 points? Of course it's not Carson Wentz getting it done. Jonathan Taylor caught 3 balls for 19 yards and a touchdown as well. So Carson Wentz's one lone passing touchdown was to Jonathan Taylor. This is not a good passing football team. I'm still not buying this Colts team 100%. This Colts defense got it done, so I will definitely praise and shout out this Colts defense. I didn't think it was as good as it was last night, but it got the job done. So I'll take this Colts defense, and I'm definitely taking the Colts rushing game, obviously, over Carson Wentz in this Colts passing game, and we'll see how long that they can kind of go without having an elite passing game going down the back end of the season here, and seeing how high in the playoff standings that they can get. Still not buying them 100%, but this is exactly what we want to see moving forward. I would not let Carson Wentz throw the ball more than 20 times for the rest of the season. If this is what we can do with Carson Wentz throwing the ball 20 times, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to replicate this every single week. I don't care if the defense knows I'm going to rush it 30 plus times. I don't care. I am going to win and die by this result. I do not want Carson Wentz with the ball in his hands. That's all it is. Alrighty, and then on the Bills side, a ton of turnovers being the main concern here. Also not rushing the ball. Let's just start here with the rushes, because it's so I don't even know. This is so ridiculous that they're still not rushing the ball. And I get you got down a little bit of down big bad, so unfortunately you do have to abandon the running game. But this isn't the reason why the Bills are not running the ball. We've seen the Bills not run the ball in close games, in low scoring games. They're just not doing it, and they still didn't do it last night. Matt Breida led the team in rushing, 5 rushes for 51 yards. Then it was Josh Allen, 2 rushes for 18 yards. Devin Singletary, 3 rushes for 17 yards. Zach Moss, 3 rushes for 5 yards. So you had 11 rushes in total. 11 rushes in total? Are you crazy? Jonathan Taylor had triple that, one man himself. So the Bills have to get the rushing attack on point. The Bills also used Josh Allen in the kind of direct snap rushing game, which we've been really kind of asking for. We did a whole Wednesday film study segment on it. We want to see this Bills offense use Josh Allen in the running game with the play action, in the design quarterback runs off the right side, and they were doing that. But once again, they got down big bad early in this game and just kind of had to go to just throwing the ball. And that's unfortunately not what Josh Allen's game is, even remotely. We cannot rely on Josh Allen to throw this ball 35, 40 plus times a game. That is not his game. Obviously, we are seeing that Josh Allen is not what he was last season. It was fantastic last season. It's not fantastic this season. He's turning the ball over. He's not scoring the ball consistently. He's leaving the door open for these teams to come in and win. And this Bills team is starting to lose against teams that really they should not be losing against. They shouldn't have lost to the Jags, and heading into this game, they really shouldn't have lost to the Colts, but here we are. So Josh Allen goes 21 of 35, 60% completion percentage, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He fumbled the ball once, didn't lose it. So overall, not a good performance by Josh Allen. They get down big. He throws an interception on their first drive. Now they're down 14-0. He goes down and makes it a 14-7 game. Okay, got right back into it. Colts are held to a field goal, making it 17-7. Once again, all right, we're still in it, but then we get the Isaiah McKenzie fumble on the kickoff, and the Colts go down and score a touchdown, making it 24-7, and then a missed field goal that was big. It was 57 yards right at the end of the first half. Another reason why it just was not working for the Bills. And then the Colts score first in the second half, making it 31-7. Josh Allen, another interception, making it 38-7, and that's the game at that point. So, yeah, I get it. You didn't have time to run the ball, but at some point, you're going to have a game where you just establish the run and start getting the running game going for this Buffalo Bills team, because they're definitely going to need it heading into the playoffs, because you can't rely on Josh Allen. He's shown he is not the Josh Allen of last year. Whether it's the crowd noise, whether it was just a one-hit wonder year, whatever it is, you've got to stop thinking of Josh Allen as the Josh Allen of last year. It is not it. Start figuring out other ways to move the ball, a la the running game, a la the running with Josh Allen in the play actions and the quarterback keepers and all that. Move the ball, run the ball. Don't turn the ball over, obviously. But the Bills get blown out here 41-15. All right, and then who was Josh Allen throwing the ball to? We had Dawson Knox, leading receiver, 6 catches for 80 yards. He's a tight end. And then the big old drop-off. Gabriel Davis, 2 catches, 27 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 3 catches, 26 yards. Devin Singletary, 3 catches, 26 yards. Cole Beasley, 4 catches, 23 yards. Stephon Diggs, 4 catches, 23 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. And then Matt Breida, 1 catch for 16 yards. Unfortunately, not a good day by Buffalo. And it's truly unfortunate. I mean, Buffalo has had a ton of home games real early on in the season. So now in the back half of the season, when you're on the road a little bit more and you're still struggling, this is really not the predicament this Bills team wants to be in heading into this week. They've got the Saints. They play on Thursday. Is this in Buffalo as well? Is this another home game for Buffalo out here? Let me quickly take a look. We got the Bills this week. No, it's in New Orleans. So once again, these road trips are going to start to come and feel like, oh my God, we're on the road again this week. We're on the road again this week. We're on the road again this week. Yes, you've been at home the entire first 4 months of the season. Jeez. So Bills get absolutely blown out. We'll see how long this Colts team sticks to running the ball heavily. We've seen like 30-plus rushes here for Jonathan Taylor. We saw it last week as well. So hopefully Frank Reich is starting to understand, hey, we don't need Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a game manager to us at this point. Like the Titans with Ryan Tannehill, our running game is the main factor. We just let Ryan Tannehill play game manager. Same thing with the Browns. Hey, Baker Mayfield's really not great when it's just him by himself. He needs Nick Chubb. He's kind of working without Kareem Hunt so far, so we give him credit. But this Colts team needs to turn into, like the Titans, like the Browns, great defense, let the running game do the talking, and let just Carson Wentz be the game manager. If they start doing that, I'll start buying the Colts. And so far, we've kind of got it this week. Started to get it a little bit last week. Jonathan Taylor had a lot of rushes, but Carson Wentz still had a little bit too many passes for our liking. This is what we want to see. 20 at the max. Very well done for the Colts, getting the win 41-15. Alrighty, next game up here is the Dolphins at the Jets, and the Dolphins win 24-17. Very well done by Tua out here. And once again, you just let Tua go to work. Stop holding this man back. He had a nice 50-yard bomb to Matt Collins, 50 yards through the air. Once again, everybody's saying Tua has a strong arm, got the ball there. It goes down for the touchdown. Stop holding Tua back. He can get it done. He makes a boneheaded the interception. He did have an interception this game. We'll talk about it. It was his fault. He has like these one boneheaded plays every single game. I don't understand it. He's so great. Besides this one bonehead play, literally every single game, it's usually an interception. But other than that, he always kind of makes up for it, and he always kind of puts you in the position to win the game. I mean, this Dolphins team sitting at 4-7, they really could be 5-6, 6-4, honestly. Or 6, what would it be, 6-5? Yeah, 6-5. This could be like a 6-win Dolphin team just losing some games really at the last second with some field goals. So this Dolphins team, they're a lot better than what their record is, in my opinion. We got the Seahawks at only 3 wins. And everybody's talking about the Seahawks as if they're still Super Bowl contenders. And no, everybody wants to kind of, once again, burn Tua and throw him in a dumpster. I don't get it. But very well done for the Dolphins, getting back on track with a second straight win out here, winning 24-17 over the Jets. Let's start here with the Dolphins. Once again, Dolphins scoring on their first drive, and this is what's so frustrating with the offensive play calling by the Miami Dolphins. It's like, we know your scripted plays. Once again, your first 10 to 14 plays are all scripted, so your first drive, maybe your first 2 drives, you already know what you're doing, and this Dolphins team is scoring very consistently on their first drive, so they know how to move the ball and what will work going into the game. But then when they get in the game and they had that 7-0 lead of scoring in the the first drive, they just start to clam up and try not to lose the game. That's what this offense looks like every single play. It's like, all right, we're trying not to lose the game. No, if you try not to lose the game, newsflash, you're going to lose the game. You have to go out there and actively win the game. There's no passive winning the game. You can't just stand by and be like, all right, we're going to try not to lose the game. The goal is to win the game, not trying to lose the game. It's like, all right, it's whoever scores the most points wins the game. It's not which team holds the other team to the fewest amount of points. Stop actively trying to not win games. Obviously, it didn't work. We started, 1-7, 2-7? So, well done for the Dolphins getting back on track. And then, once again, what's so frustrating about this offense, it's like when it always comes down into the second half, when the game is tied, then they let it open as well. Couldn't do anything really the entire game scoring, and then the Jets make it 14-14, and then the very next drive, the Dolphins go on an 18-play, 77-yard, 7-minute drive that results in a touchdown. It's like we can do this every single time. Why are we waiting until the fourth quarter when the game is tied to start moving the ball offensively? It's so frustrating, I'll tell you. All right, let's start here with Tua and the Dolphins. Tua goes 27 of 33, folks. Oh, my goodness, only 6 incompletions. How fantastic. 27 of 33. We get 81% completion percentage. That's the highest that we've seen so far today, and we've covered the Saints, Eagles. We've covered Washington, Carolina. We've covered Colts at Bills, and it's Tua with the best completion percentage so far. Once again, y'all won't hear about that in the media. Nobody will talk about this Tua performance, whatever. He threw for 273 yards. It's not like he was dinking and dunking. 2 touchdowns. The pick, I told y'all the pick was his fault. Truly unfortunate. He makes one boneheaded play, but he usually comes back and answers for it, and they still are usually right in the game even with the pick. So definitely got to start cleaning that up, but everything else is looking real good here by Tua, like we've been known. The running game finally got going here for the Dolphins as well. Myles Gaskin ran the ball 23 times for 89 yards. Fantastic that the Dolphins are finally starting to use the running game here with Myles Gaskin, who was their best rusher there. So once again, this Dolphins offense, hopefully they're turning a corner here over the last 2 weeks. And, like we've been saying all of last week, this is a wide open NFL, folks, halfway into the season at the Thanksgiving Day mark. And really, maybe only like about, what do we got, like 3 teams maybe that are kind of officially out of the playoffs just a little bit. Obviously, the Lions, going 0-9, the Jets at 2-8, Jags at 2-8, Texans at 2-8. Maybe those 4 teams are kind of out of the playoffs, but everything else, folks, everybody is real close. And even these 2-win teams, they could make a run. We just saw the Texans yesterday win a big old game over the Titans. That was a real great win. So it's really like not. And maybe only the Lions, really, with these 0 wins, are the true team that's only out of the playoff hunt so far. This is still a wide open race, folks. So we'll see if the Dolphins can maybe make a splash to try and get in that wild card spot right at the end of the year. But well done for Tua. Great game by Myles Gaskin. And then who was Tua throwing the ball to? We have Matt Collins, leading receiver, 2 catches, 72 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 8 catches for 65 yards. Mike Gesicki finally back to his normal self out here. 6 targets, 5 catches for 50 yards. Fantastic. Durham Smythe, 4 catches, 37 yards. Adam Shaheen, 1 catch, 19 yards. And Albert Wilson, 3 catches, 18 yards. And then Myles Gaskin, 3 catches, 7 yards and a touchdown. So Tua getting it done, putting the turnover behind him and moving forward and still getting it done when he needed it to. Alrighty, and then the Jets, they went with Joe Flacco over Mike White, and I will give credit for Joe Flacco here. He was looking real solid in this game. This Dolphins team was bringing blitzes and different pressures, and Joe Flacco was looking pretty solid, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, noticing the blitz. So I think I do agree with Robert Saleh that putting in Joe Flacco gave this Jets team the best opportunity to win. I would have liked to see what Mike White could have done in this game. We just saw Colt McCoy, one good game as a starter, one bad game as a starter, and then he had his tiebreaker game this week and got a win. I would have liked to see Mike White get that same opportunity, but at the end of the day, Joe Flacco made it a 7-point game. They had the lead they had the tie game in the third quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't kind of pull away with the win, but still a little bit of credit in respect to Joe Flacco of being competitive last night. So Joe Flacco goes 24 of 39. We get 61% completion percentage, but he had 291 yards on 24 completions. That's absolutely fantastic. 2 touchdowns, no pick. He did fumble the ball on a sack, unfortunately, and that fumble went on and scored no points off of it. It came in the first quarter, and the Dolphins scored no points out of it. So once again, Joe Flacco, really solid work there. All right, we had Michael Carter, 9 rushes for 63 yards, led the team in rushing. Tevin Coleman, 5 carries for 16 yards, and then Elijah Moore, 1 carry for 15 yards. And who was Joe Flacco throwing the ball to? Elijah Moore, fantastic. Yes, utilize him. He's one of your best weapons out there. Nice rookie wide receiver. Led the team in receiving, 8 catches for 141 yards and a touchdown. Fantastic by Joe Flacco. I don't know if Mike White is doing that, so big praise to Joe Flacco once again. Jamison Crowder, 6 catches, 44 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Griffin, 3 catches, 39 yards. Corey Davis, 3 catches, only 35 yards. Nick Bawden, 1 catch, 20 yards. And that was the bulk of the load there by Joe Flacco. So Jets were in the game. Unfortunately, couldn't make the plays necessary. They got down 21-14, then 24-14 in the fourth quarter. And that was the game. They scored a field goal to make it look a little bit competitive, like a one-possession game. But overall, it was really a 2-possession, 10-point win here for the Dolphins. But overall, Jets played pretty solid. I give a little respect to Joe Flacco, and let's all of us start to respect Tua a little bit more. Yes, I think he's earned it. Dolphins get the win, 24-17. Alrighty, next game up here is the Lions at the Browns, and the Lions only lose by 3 points. What? Close game. Browns win 13-10. Now, this was a Lions team that didn't start Jared Goff. They went with Tim Boyle, a Lions team that had their head coach Dan Campbell calling the plays, and they only lose by 3 points. Is this a turnaround for the Lions? No, but I give the Lions a little credit, a little bit of credit. The offense didn't do anything all game. The Browns offense couldn't do anything all game either. Good thing that the Browns didn't lose, because could you imagine Baker Mayfield losing to Tim Boyle and giving the Lions their first win of the season? Baker Mayfield, I mean, he probably would have had to go into hiding because the national media would be all on him. The fans, social media would be all on Baker Mayfield, clowning this man into oblivion and forcing that man to go and kind of hide. So let's start here with the Lions. Since they made it close, we give them a little bit of credit out here. Tim Boyle goes 15 of 23. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. Let's get the exact number. 15 of 23. We get 65%. That's right what we're looking for, but only 77 yards on 15 completions. If you're looking up the definition of dink and dunk in the dictionary, folks, it's Tim Boyle. 15 completions for 77 yards. Yikes. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Come on, Tim. Come on. First interception came off of an interception. They intercept Baker Mayfield in the first quarter, and then Tim Boyle goes and throws an interception at the Browns' 23-yard line. Come on. No, that's what Jared Goff does. So really, there was no reason to start Tim Boyle over Jared Goff, even though that Jared Goff was injured. That's why he couldn't go. But overall, I mean, you're basically doing what Jared Goff does out here. No, throwing an interception in the red zone, and then the interception off of the interception results in a touchdown for the Browns. Even worse, no. His second interception, when did this interception come? This came in the third quarter. He threw the interception on their own 36-yard line, and the Browns couldn't do anything with the ball, so I guess that's okay. One interception went for 7 points, and they lose by 3. So overall, Tim Boyle not getting it done. At least the second interception didn't really knock him too much. Alrighty, so Tim Boyle not getting it done all game. DeAndre Swift had a great game here for the Lions, 14 rushes for 136 yards. He scored a touchdown as well. And then who was Tim Boyle trying to get the ball to? We had TJ Hawkinson, the leading receiver here, 6 catches for 51 yards. That's their big tight end, so I guess. Then they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 catches, 18 yards, and then Brock Wright, 1 catch for 12 yards. And yes, they only had 3 players catching the ball for positive yards out here. So once again, Tim Boyle not looking great. They have no weapons besides DeAndre Swift, and that's exactly what we saw yesterday for this Lions team. And then for the Browns, everybody's still clowning Baker Mayfield and the Browns. This man, dealing with all these injuries. I still give him a little bit of credit for going out there and being the face of the team and trying to be that leader that, Baker Mayfield is. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe he's not the best thrower of the football, but he does kind of seem to be a solid leader out here for this Browns team. Banged up, the ribs, the shoulders, all of that, banged up here for Baker Mayfield. And he still says, hey, coach, I can go and I can get it done. So got to give Baker Mayfield a little bit of credit for that. He goes 15 of 29, not a good completion percentage out here, 51%. He had 176 yards. I'll give him that. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yikes. First interception came, like we said, in the first quarter that resulted in an interception for the Lions. That resulted into a touchdown for the Browns. So overall, good. And then the second interception here by Baker Mayfield comes in the fourth quarter. Where were they at? They were at their own 15-yard line, but they give the Lions great starting field position at their own 34-yard line, and the Lions the Lions have to settle for a field goal, but overall made the game close in the fourth quarter. So we know Baker Mayfield's not clutch, and once again we see this unclutchness by Baker Mayfield. This Browns team is not looking like it was last season, which is not the greatest thing. Never want to take a step back. Kevin Stefanski, I think, has to do a little bit of a job of truly scheming for this team. Once again, not utilizing OBJ. You really can't do that. Obviously, he's a great weapon to have, and not scheming plays open for him, it doesn't speak great for Kevin Stefanski. So Kevin Stefanski is a little bit in a judgment phase right now. Is he good, or really is he not? Did he have a one-hit wonder season, or is it Baker Mayfield holding him back? We still have to kind of dissect that through the back end of the season and kind of get this cleaned up for next year. Because you really can't go through the same thing. You've got to really know, is Baker Mayfield it or not? You've got to kind of start making this decision on a contract here and all that. So Baker, he hasn't shown us anything to get the big deal, but do you still give him a second contract on kind of a solid deal? I don't know. We'll have to see what they decide to do. But Baker Mayfield, he got to win. They don't look good in it. What do we make of it? All right, and then in the rushing game, Nick Chubb back, looking great, 22 rushes for 130 yards. Dearness Johnson got 5 carries for 26 yards as well. So running game truly helped out the Browns here for the win, and obviously the defense. And then who was Baker Mayfield throwing to? We had Austin Hooper, leading receiver, 4 catches, 53 yards. Jamarcus Bradley, 2 catches, 46 yards. Jarvis Landry, 4 catches, 26 yards. David Njoku, 2 catches, 20 yards. Rashad Higgins, 1 catch, 17 yards. And Nick Chubb, 2 catches, 14 yards, and a touchdown. So Nick Chubb doing it really all there. Fantastic. So the Browns pull off a 13-10 win, and then we have Baker Mayfield's wife going out on Instagram, calling out the Browns. Stop calling out your own teams. We absolutely hate that. She posts a picture on Instagram of somebody saying this: no one better say anything bad about Baker Mayfield after this game. I don't think I have seen toughness like this in a while. Maybe the rest of our team should take the hint and get tougher. So Emily Mayfield calling out the team, saying that they're not tough. Oh, y'all got to stop that. Just because Baker Mayfield is playing a little garbagely through injuries, that's not a flex that you think it is, Emily Mayfield. So tone it down. Stop calling out your team members actively out here. Just silence up a little bit. You're no part of the team. I don't want to pull this card, but you are no part of this team. You can't be talking like this. So don't like this from Baker Mayfield's wife. I'm sure she deleted it instantly, so she knew she shouldn't have been doing that anyway. So we'll see how this Browns team moves going forward. A tough win. They got the win. That's really all that matters, and we'll see how they progress moving forward. So Browns win 13-10. Alrighty, next game up here is the 49ers at the Jaguars, and the Jaguars' great defense comes to an end. It had a nice 2-week stretch, we'll give it to them, but then they just gave up 30 points at home to the 49ers. Nothing great. This Jaguars offense is still lackluster, still can't move the ball. Trevor Lawrence can't get it going out here for him. He didn't turn the ball over, which is good, very good here. A step forward by Trevor Lawrence, but overall still not moving the ball into any meaningful points. They scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter. That was it. I mean, this is not a good Jaguars offense. We thought we could believe in the Jaguars defense, so we started to have a little bit of buyability in this Jaguars team, but that buyability went right out the window when they gave up 30 points this week. So let's start here with the 49ers. First drive, they score a field goal. Second drive, they score a touchdown. Third drive, they score a touchdown. Fourth drive, they score a field goal. And they are up 20-0 going into halftime, scoring on every single possession in the first half. In the second half, they come out first possession, touchdown, and then they finally have to punt, 2 punts in a row, and then they score a field goal, and that's the end of the game. So well done for the 49ers, moving the ball consistently, scoring the ball. And once again, it's not Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is not the problem here for the 49ers. He's kind of the best solution out here for the 49ers. So Jimmy Garoppolo goes 16 of 22 for 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Let's get the completion percentage up. We get 72%. Fan-freaking-tastic. Didn't fumble the ball either. Once again, fantastic, cleanless, flawless game by this 49ers team in terms of turnovers. So we absolutely love seeing that. Deebo Samuel led the team in rushing, 8 rushes for 79 yards and a touchdown. Once again, scheming. Hey, Kyle Shanahan doing some scheming out here, using Deebo Samuel on some kind of end arounds and getting him the ball in the backfield. All of that. Love seeing that. We had Jeff Wilson, 19 rushes for 15 yards. Trey Sermon, 10 carries for 32 yards. So not putting it all on Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's fine. I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo as an A1, Tier 1 quarterback that can go and throw the ball 50 times and single-handedly win you the game all the way out through the season. We don't really see that out of Jimmy G. So yes, have a nice, healthy run in pass mix out here. So well done for Kyle Shanahan. This was a great game to kind of see what you got in terms of what we can do offensively. Since the Jaguars obviously not the best team in the league, they took advantage of it, and we'll see what this 49ers offense can continue to do as we move towards the back end of the season. They're at 5-5. You can really do anything at 5-5. Now that we've got the extra game and the extra added playoff spot and all that, this is truly any team's race here for a playoff spot, folks. So we'll see if the 49ers go out and kind of claim that spot like we think that they can. Solid defense, good looking offense so far with a good quarterback. This is the team, folks. Well done for at least the first half scoring. Very well done. All right, and then who was Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball to? We had Brandon Ayuk, 7 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Well done, a wide receiver, leading receiver. That's what we love to see. Then we have George Kittle, 4 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown. Trey Sermon, 1 catch, 23 yards. Deebo Samuel, 1 catch, 15 yards, and they're able to get the win on top of that. So well done for Jimmy Garoppolo, just being good out there, efficient, not turning over the ball, and that's really the only reason why the 49ers are losing some games out here. It was because of all the turnovers. Remember the game they lost against the Colts? Jimmy Garoppolo turning the ball over like 4 or 5 times because of the monsoon. If he doesn't turn over the ball, which he really only turns over the ball in kind of torrential downpours, this is a good 49ers offense. And then for the Jaguars, what do we got from them? Trevor Lawrence goes 16 of 25. Ooh, that's not sounding too... 64. Is that 64%? 16 of 25? 16, 25. Okay, 64%. I'll give him credit for that. 158 yards, so not really dink and dunk. No touchdown, no interceptions. This is what we see out of Trevor Lawrence. We don't see him putting up the points. He didn't turn over the ball, which was, again, a good silver lining for this Jaguars team. But now we've got to start moving the ball and scoring the ball consistently. This is why, once again, we have to give big praise to Nick Sirianni and the Eagles. The Eagles started kind of like the Jaguars offensively. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't move the ball with their quarterback. They didn't know how to score in the red zone, and they were barely putting up any points. But Nick Sirianni got it figured out by the time that the Jaguars still don't have it figured out. Nick Sirianni deserves credit, folks. Give that man the credit he deserves in the form of great odds as Coach of the Year. I want that man to be at like plus 700. I think that's respectable at that point, not 5,000. Alrighty, running games, James Robinson, jeez Louise, running game was abysmal. 12 rushes for James Robinson, 29 yards and a touchdown. Sheesh, that's absolutely trash. Trevor Lawrence, 3 rushes for 23 yards. We know he's a solid kind of runner with the legs. Obviously, he's not a dual threat quarterback, but he's got some solid speed when he can pull it out. So that was it. They ran the ball 12 times. Okay, that's not going to result into a win. Trevor Lawrence, who was he throwing to? We had Marvin Jones, 4 catches, 52 yards. We had Laviska Shenault Jr., 5 catches, 50 yards. And then Tavon Austin, 1 catch, 18 yards. Jamal Agnew, 3 catches, 18 yards. And Laquan Treadwell, 1 catch for 11 yards. So Jaguars, they come up 20 points short here, like classic. 49ers win 30-10. Alrighty, next game up here is the Texans at the Titans, and man, oh man, this is what we're saying. Don't count out the Texans, folks. When they got Tyrod Taylor, they're 2-1 with them at the starting quarterback position. So this Texans team coming off the bye, this shouldn't have surprised us this much. We said this week, hey, we want to start fading the Titans. We know everybody in the national media is on the Titans 100%. People have them at like number 1 in their power rankings. What are y'all doing at that point? I know they're like the number 1 seed in the AFC still. Even after this loss, they're still the number 1 seed in the AFC. But this is not a great team overall. And now that they don't have Derrick Henry, we are seeing the cracks of this Tennessee Titans team. With Ryan Tannehill being an above-average game manager, he's really floundering with no running game. And once again, why we have Ryan Tannehill and kind of Baker Mayfield in the same category. They need that healthy mix of running, and they also need some good wide receivers to get it done. And unfortunately, it's all on Ryan Tannehill, and even last week they were scoring in bunches because off of turnovers. It's not like Ryan Tannehill was actively moving the ball through all 4 quarters. So we knew heading into this week we needed to sell the Titans, but we didn't even think it would be against this Texans team. But now definitely we obviously have to sell the Titans. Obviously everybody in the media is going to be selling the Titans because when you lose to a team like this, the national media instantly sells you. So this Titans team, I mean, expect them to maybe collapse a little bit out here. Ryan Tannehill with 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions. What? Also fumbled twice. Luckily didn't lose any, but 4 interceptions by Ryan Tannehill, and that's a huge reason why they lost this game. First interception came in the first quarter when they were at the Texans' 18-yard line, only down 3-0. So at worst there, you tie up the game. Second interception came in the fourth quarter, when they were down 19-6, a chance to do something with the ball here. You're at the Texans' 25-yard line with 11 minutes left. Yes, you're down 2 possessions, but you're about to get a score right here. He throws a pick. Then they throw a touchdown, making it 19-13, a chance to get back in the game. 6 minutes left to get the ball back. He throws an interception at their own 26-yard line. And that makes it 22-13. Now the game is officially over with 3 minutes left, down 2 scores, and Ryan Tannehill throws another interception. So multiple chances for Ryan Tannehill to take the lead or to tie the game up or to make the game competitive again, and he throws an interception. Once again, big shout out to this Texans team with Tyrod Taylor. The offense is moving the ball decently, consistent throughout the game. That gives, your defense, hey, they're actually doing things with our turnovers. They're doing things with our good work. Once again, team mentality. When you think about what you think about, when going back to when you were in school and you were in a team project and you were doing all the work, that made you mad, so that made your kind of overall production to the project decrease because you're like, well, nobody's helping me, I got to do everything, so obviously I can't make everything 100% because it's a 4-person project. One person can't do it all, and that just makes you kind of resent your team and all of that. It's the same thing here. with this Titans team, folks, or with this Texans team, with their offense not getting it done, and then the defense is like, well, why am I trying if my offense isn't trying? We're just not there. So now that Tyrod Taylor can move the ball, the defense can step up, and that's exactly what we saw last night. So Texans win 22-13, but let's stick here with the Titans since we've talked about their turnovers. Let's get to Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball 52 times, and that's definitely not Ryan Tannehill at all. I never want to see Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball 52 times. I would say every time Ryan Tannehill threw the ball 50 or more times, you lose the game. I don't think we have time to go over all those game logs, but I'm sure that's exactly what it is. So Ryan Tannehill goes 35 of 52, 67% completion percentage. Yeah, that's good, but 323 yards, pretty solid for 35 completions, but those turnovers, not getting it done in the red zone when the field shrinks, and that's exactly what we see out of Ryan Tannehill. 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. The running game, they try to do it by committee, obviously what they've been trying to do ever since, Derrick Henry goes down. Adrian Peterson, 9 rushes for 40 yards. Dontrell Hillard, 7 rushes for 35 yards. Deontay Foreman, 7 rushes for 25 yards. So overall, running back by committee kind of got it done. Over 100 yards, we like that. But Ryan Tannehill's turnovers truly lost this Titans team the game. That's really what it came down to. Well done for the Titans defense of stepping up, but Ryan Tannehill throwing those 4 picks, absolutely inexcusable. All right, and then who was Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball to? Nick Westbrook-Akeen, leading receiver, 7 receptions for 107 yards. Then we have A.J. Brown, 5 catches for 48 yards. Dontrell Hilliard, 8 catches, 47 yards. Chester Rogers, 4 catches, 41 yards. Des Fitzpatrick, 3 catches, 35 yards, touchdown. Anthony Firkser, 5 catches, 26 yards. And Deontay Foreman, 1 catch for 15 yards. Just the interceptions hurting the Titans. Alrighty, now for the Texans. Well done to this Texans team, getting it done, moving the ball decently, taking advantage of turnovers. 1 interception went for 3 points. The other second interception went for no points. Third interception went for 3 points. Fourth interception went for no points. So I guess not the best of making it count for the turnovers, but the Titans don't come away with any points, so we give them that. Alrighty, so Texans, Will Cauley, we give him a little bit of credit for getting this team and winning off of a bye, going on the road and being the best team in the AFC. That deserves a lot of credit for the head coach of David Culley. All right, now Tyrod Taylor, not the best game overall. He went 14 of 24, 58% completion percentage. Didn't turn over the ball, no interceptions. He did fumble once, didn't lose it, so once again, good. And this is why the Texans lost before the bye. The game before the bye was because, Tyrod Taylor throwing all those interceptions. Truly unfortunate there. So could have been, 3-0 for Tyrod Taylor. But unfortunately, turned the ball over 2 weeks ago. So didn't turn the ball over here. Very well done. Not the best passing, but, hey, your defense got it done, and you didn't turn over the ball, and you took advantage. So, hey, that gets some wins. Get some points, get some green flags, some silver linings, all of that. All right, the Texans running game. They got Rex Burkhead leading the team in rushes, 18 carries for 40 yards. Tyrod Taylor took off 6 times for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. David Johnson, 13 rushes for 18 yards. That is not that great. And then Phillip Lindsay, only 1 rush for -3 yards. So overall, the Texans, they've got some good running backs, but they don't use them. They're not using David Johnson and Phillip Lindsay. The fact that they're using Rex Burkhead as running back number 1 out here, I don't know what the hell is going on. That's something that I gotta shame Will Culley for. Why the hell are we all not using David Johnson and Phillip Lindsay? Those are way better running backs than Rex Burkhead. I do not care what y'all say. All right, and then Tyrod Taylor, who was he throwing the ball to? We got Chris Conley, 4 catches, 37 yards. Brandon Cooks, 2 catches, 18 yards. David Johnson, 3 catches, 16 yards. Chris Moore, 1 catch, 10 yards. Pharaoh Brown, 2 catches, 10 yards. So overall, at the end of the day, the turnovers killed the Titans, and we'll see if they can kind of give back to what made this Titans team great, which was the running game, and we'll see if their running game could ever get figured out without Derrick Henry in the backfield. So Ryan Tannehill, you've got to step it up now. We saw you not step it up a couple of years ago when you got to the AFC Championship game because of Derrick Henry, and it all relied on you to throw the ball. You come up a little bit short. We're seeing the same things here. We've got to be selling this Titans team. We are actively fading this Titans team. Have to move it up a week. We didn't think we would have to do it right now. We thought we could do it this week, but we have to do it right now, selling the Titans big time. Alrighty, next game up here. What do we got? Next game up is the Packers at the Vikings. And hey, we were right about this one, folks. Vikings win 34-31. We took the Vikings +1. We saw this as a turning moment heading into this week, and that's kind of what we got. A great performance by this Vikings team. Now we are still worried about the turnovers by the Vikings, and we were still worried about the turnovers by the Vikings heading into this week, but we thought overall they would still be able to make up for those turnovers, and they really did. They didn't, I guess I should preface it by saying this, they did not officially have a turnover, but Kirk Cousins right here potentially almost lost them the game. So I'm a little hesitant, even though they got the win here, because we did see a turnover late in the game. Exactly why we have not been buying the Vikings, because we know the stats are great, the scores are great, everything is great. They barely get blown out. They keep everything close. Everything optically, if you're just looking at the box score, is good with the Vikings. But what do we say? They turn over the ball at the worst time. Folks, we've been saying this since week 1 because we saw it all last year as well, and we saw it again this season as well, real early on. So this Vikings team with the turnovers, they turn the ball over at the worst situations. Tie game 31-31 with 2 minutes left, and Kirk Cousins almost threw an interception that would have just sealed the game for the Packers team. Luckily, they take a look at it. It's incomplete. He didn't control the process of a catch, the intercepting Green Bay Packer player, and then the Vikings go down and use up the entire 2 minutes and kick the game-winning field goal. So finally, this Vikings team, 2 weeks in a row, closing out the game. Fantastic. And once again, they almost didn't close out the game. This Vikings team goes down on a nice 5.5-minute drive once again. Why, like, everything that we were buying in this Vikings team, like, happened in the fourth quarter. Every reason why we buy this Vikings team happened in the fourth quarter, and every reason why we sell this team happens in the fourth quarter. So this isn't the most explosive performance, but once again, we have to take who they did it against, this Packers team that has a great defense. So overall, I still think we come out of this week still buying the Vikings and still on our narrative that this Vikings team has truly turned a corner. And I think we're going to be rocking with this Vikings team for a lot of the back half of the season, or until they prove otherwise. But let's take it back to the fourth quarter. 7 minutes left in the game, and the Vikings go down on a 14-play, 79-yard, 5.5-minute drive that results in a touchdown. They get the 2-point conversion, make it a 7-point game, and now there's only 2.5 minutes left for Aaron Rodgers to go down and score a touchdown to tie the game. And what do we know Aaron Rodgers does? He always goes down and scores a touchdown to tie up the game, and that's exactly what they did. They only needed 9 seconds. So the hard work of the Vikings chewing out the clock on that kind of supposed to be final drive for them. Aaron Rodgers says, well, you left me you're going to leave me 2 minutes? You're in the division. We're in the same division. You don't know this by now? You don't leave me any time on the clock. What are you, crazy, out of your gourd? So Aaron Rodgers says, all I need is 9 seconds. But then, Aaron Rodgers, you left way too much time for the Vikings out on here. And then they go 59 yards for 2 minutes and kick the game-winning field goal. And then once again, we almost got that Kirk Cousins interception. So wild game that came down to the last couple of drives there. Great entertaining game. Packers lose by 3, 31-34 over the Vikings. Alrighty, for Kirk Cousins, he goes 24 of 35. What do we got there? 68% completion percentage, 348 yards. Fantastic. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Thank goodness. No turnovers in this game by the Vikings. They proved they could do it. They did it. Fantastic. Dalvin Cook also got it done, 22 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown. Fantastic. And who was Kirk Cousins throwing to? Well, the usual 2 suspects, Justin Jefferson, who's so gosh dang good, folks. The league is in such good hands. I mean, man, oh man. I'm starting to enter this period where, everybody I grew up on, that I kind of got introduced to the game with, is starting to retire, and now this new generation. So, I've never experienced that before, the turnaround in a sporting kind of generation. The Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, the Big Ben, the Peyton Mannings, the Eli Mannings, the Drew Breeses, all starting, that's who I grew up on. That's who I got introduced in the game with. So now, as we're heading to this new generation, the Tuas and the Justin Herberts and the Lamar Jackson, the Patrick Mahomes. That's just quarterbacks, I know, but once again, it's these receivers of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, all looking so gosh dang good. So the league's in great hands. This kind of transition period from new age to old age to new age, it's coming in, and it's looking real gosh dang good, folks. So no complaints over here. The league is in great hands. We're seeing great competition, great things by quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, phasing out the older generation with the new cast here in the 2021 years. So fantastic. All right, so Justin Jefferson led the team in receiving 8 receptions for 169 huge-ass, big-ass yards, meaningful-ass yards, 2 touchdowns as well. And then Adam Thielen, second leading receiver, 8 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Conklin, 3 catches, 35 yards. Delvin Cook, 3 catches, 29 yards. And KJ Osborne, 1 catch for 19 yards. Kirk Cousins gets it done in the clutch. 10 points in the fourth quarter, scoring on all their drives in the fourth quarter to win the game. And then for the Packers side, once again, Aaron Rodgers does what Aaron Rodgers does. A great game here offensively by the Packers. Defensively, not the greatest. Little exposed, giving up 34 points, allowing the game-winning touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and then the actual game-winning field goal. So defense took a little bit of a hit, but this Packers offense, we know it's great. It's fantastic. It's Aaron Rodgers. 23 of 33, 69% completion percentage, 385 yards. Fantastic. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled once but didn't lose it, so well done. Clean game by both of these teams. A.J. Dillon filling in for Aaron Rodgers. No, not Aaron Rodgers. Who was it? That's A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, that's who it is. Aaron Jones, running back, banged up last week, couldn't go this week, so A.J. Dillon officially takes over, and he was serviceable, 11 carries for 53 yards, real well done. Aaron Rodgers took off twice for 21 yards as well. And then who was Aaron Rodgers throwing to? Marquez Valdes-Scantling, leading receiver, 4 catches, 123 yards and a touchdown. Devonta Adams, 7 catches, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then A.J. Dillon, 6 catches for 44 yards. So over 100 yards by A.J. Dillon. That's what Aaron Jones gives you. So well done for A.J. Dillon, who we knew we also could have believed in here for this Packers team. So A.J. Dillon getting it done. Quadimus St. Brown, 2 catches, 43 yards. Josiah DeGuara, 2 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. And Randall Cobb, 1 catch for 15 yards. So Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things. 9 seconds, touchdown to tie up the game. Unfortunately, left a little bit too much time on the clock for the Vikings to go and win the game. So Vikings get the win 34-31. They're turning the corner. We're loving it. We're still buying the Vikings heading into this week. Alrighty, next game up here is the Ravens at the Bears, and no Lamar Jackson, so Tyler Huntley has to fill in, and he kind of got it done. Matt Nagy off the bye loses again. 4 straight years of Matt Nagy losing after the bye. Absolutely atrocious. Losing to a Ravens team without Lamar Jackson. Absolutely atrocious. Unacceptable. Unforgivable here. Matt Nagy is one of the worst coaches in the league, folks. Can't get it done. Now, I know Justin Fields got down and got injured in this game decently early. Let's see when he officially went out of the game here. We get Justin Fields in still at the first half here. What do we got? Justin Fields, does he come out at a halftime? Out of halftime, we get Justin Fields. Then he gets sacked. Still in the game. Second drive out of halftime. That's when they go with Andy Dalton. So they officially replace Andy Dalton in with 8 minutes left in the third quarter, and it's only a 6-0 game. So Matt Nagy couldn't do anything with Justin Fields. Classic. We know Matt Nagy doesn't know how to utilize Justin Fields. And then you have to go to Andy Dalton, who Matt Nagy loves and adores and wants. I still think he wants Andy Dalton to be the starter over Justin Fields, and he still couldn't make that work when it was still a close 6-0 game. So Matt Nagy, no excuses out here. Still an absolutely atrocious head coach, not beating the Ravens here when you're at home, coming off of a bye without Lamar Jackson. No excuses to lose this game, and here they are losing this game 16-13. And we saw the line drop all the way down to Ravens -1. It was Ravens -6. It was Ravens -6. It was Ravens -6. Do you understand that big drop from Ravens -6 to Ravens -1 without Lamar Jackson? Inexcusable that the Bears lost. Let's start here with the Ravens since they got the win. Tyler Huntley, he didn't look amazing, but he got it done. I mean, he got it done, and I mean, we can't knock that. Tyler Huntley, he went 26 of 36. I mean, they trusted this man to get it done. 36 throws. He goes 26 of 36. I mean, that's 72% completion percentage, 219 yards, dink and dunk. But I mean, this is what the Ravens offense is. They don't go that deep, and not having Marquise Brown putting Tyler Huntley behind the 8 ball even more in this game. So you got to give Tyler Huntley a little bit of credit for getting it done here. No touchdowns. He did have an interception. He did fumble, but didn't lose it. Let's see where this interception came. Oh my goodness, came in the fourth quarter. Bears up 7-6 here, and he throws an interception at the Bears 22-yard line. And what do the Bears do with that? They go 4 plays, 3 yards, and have to punt? Oh my gosh, absolutely atrocious here. Matt Nagy ended up going for it on 4th down as well before the interception and didn't get it. So we had a turnover on downs by the Bears, a interception by the Ravens, and then a punt by the Bears all in the fourth quarter. Absolutely atrocious here by the Bears. Matt Nagy needs to be fired right now. Honestly, I don't even wait to the end of the season. You are actively ruining Justin Fields. Is it a coincidence that the one game Matt Nagy had COVID at and couldn't go, he had to give up play calling duties, and Justin Fields had his best game of his entire career? Is that coincidence or correlation, folks? It's correlation. It correlates with each other. It's causation. It's both of them, folks. It's absolutely both of them. Matt Nagy needs to be fired right now. So Tyler Huntley got it done. We give him a little bit of credit for that. Running game here for the Ravens. We had Devontae Freeman, 16 rushes for 49 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Huntley ran 7 times for 40 yards. Was looking real good out there. And we knew that. We watched that man in our pregame show, and we still gave our seal of approval on betting the Ravens this week. And here they are winning the game. Latavius Murray, 10 rushes for 32 yards, and that was the rushing game. And then who was Tyler Huntley getting the ball to? Mark Andrews, 8 receptions for 73 yards. Well done, utilizing your big weapons. Sammy Watkins, second leading receiver, 3 catches, 48 yards. Devin Duvernay, 4 catches, 37 yards. Devontae Freeman, 6 catches, 31 yards. And Rashad Bateman, 3 catches, 29 yards. So ended up getting it done. Scored a touchdown when they were down 13-9. Scores a touchdown with a minute left. I mean, he's got a minute to go, folks. A minute and 33 seconds at their own 28-yard line. He hits a big play to Duvernay, sets him up big. Another big play to Sammy Watkins, and then they are able to win the game. So Tyler Huntley getting it done in the clutch where Matt Nagy and the Bears could not. How truly unfortunate. All right, now for this Bears team. Andy Dalton goes 11 of 23 for 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. 11 of 23. It's not good. It's not a good completion percentage here. I did the math wrong here. Let's get this up. 11 of 23. We get 47% completion percentage. He had 201 yards, so I'll give him credit for not dinking and dunking. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't turn the ball over himself. Justin Fields did fumble the ball. That fumble resulted into 3 points there for the Ravens in the second quarter. Justin Fields went 4 of 11 for 79 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. All right, the rushing game. David Montgomery, 14 rushes for 58 yards. Justin Fields took off 4 times for 23 yards. And then Jakeem Grant, 1 rush for 11 yards. And then who are they getting the ball to? No Allen Robinson this game, so making it even harder for this Bears team. But it was still Darnell Mooney, 5 catches for 121 yards, 1 touchdown. He was targeted 16 times, folks. 16 targets for 5 receptions. I'm glad that you're targeting him 16 times because that's what it should be. Darnell Mooney's obviously your best receiver without Allen Robinson. So for that, I give Matt Nagy a little bit of credit there. Marquise Goodwin, 4 receptions for 140 yards and a touchdown. Jimmy Graham, 2 catches, 25 yards. Cole Kmet, 1 catch for 12 yards. But Bears come up short here. Defense couldn't hold it down, and with 22 seconds left, Andy Dalton couldn't get into field goal range. So Bears lose 16-13, and they may be one of the worst teams in the with Matt Nagy. Yeah, one of the worst 3-win teams. Yeah, I would say that definitely the worst 3-win team this Bears team is. All right, we got 4. Do we got 4 more games out here? Holy cow! We gotta go through these a little bit quickly here, so let's wrap it up. Going a little bit late here. Next game up is the Bengals at the Raiders, and truly unfortunate, we do have to officially sell this Raiders team. Womp womp. Another loss here. Just not looking good offensively. No Henry Ruggs, and the offense is struggling to go. Josh Jacobs is only getting 12 carries. What the hell are we doing? Josh Jacobs should be getting like 30 carries a game. This Raiders offense should really be turning into the Colts offense as of right now, until you get it under control, until you get this entire whatever the hell is going on in Las Vegas, get it under control. So Josh Jacobs only having 9 carries is absolutely almost blasphemous. It's not like they weren't ever really down big bad, so you had to abandon the running game. You finally got down really bad 22-13, but that's in the fourth quarter with how much time left? 9, 7, 6, 5 minutes left. So there's no reason for you to ever abandon the running game. So Josh Jacobs having 9 rushes, totally inexcusable. Let's start here with Derek Carr. He goes 19 of 27. 19 of 27. We got 70% completion percentage. That's good. 215 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw a pick. He fumbled the ball. Both of these turnovers came in the fourth quarter when the game was basically over at that 22-13, 2 possessions left, with 5 minutes left. So that's basically why, and also the last 10 points for the Bengals off of those turnovers as well, so the game a little bit closer than the overall final score, but still at the end of the day, we're still getting the Raiders turning the ball over in the second half of these games. We can't be having that, and now we are seeing that this Raiders team is still the same Raiders team that it has been the last 2 seasons. How truly unfortunate. Or last 3 years. Josh Jacobs goes 9 rushes for 37 yards. Kenyon Drake, 5 rushes for 23 yards. Derek Carr, who was he throwing the ball to? We had Darren Waller, 7 receptions for 116 yards. Hunter Renfrow, 4 catches, 30 yards. Josh Jacobs, 5 catches for 24 yards. Zay Jones, 1 catch, 20 yards. And Foster Moreau, 1 catch for 19 yards. Offense is still struggling a little bit of moving the ball consistently down the field. That's really what it is. And then for the Bengals, Joe Burrow goes 20 of 29. 20 of 29 here. What do we got? 68% completion percentage. He only had 148 yards, a little bit of dink and dunk out there. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He did fumble and lose it. His fumble came on the first drive of the game here. And the Raiders go down and only cash in 3 points out of it. But the Bengals cleaned up their offense for the rest of the game. All right, Joe Mixon had 30 carries for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. A huge reason why they won this game because it wasn't the passing. So well done to Joe Mixon. I mean, he's ready for A1, Tier 1 status, I think. I think I'm ready to upgrade him. I think I'm ready to officially classify Joe Mixon as A1, Tier 1 running back in this league. Well done to Joe Mixon. I'm finally giving them that. We've been wrestling with it. When do we give it to him? When do we give him that good old accolade and that good old title, if you will, and I think we do it right now. Well done to Joe Mixon, officially A1 Tier 1 running back in this league. Alrighty, and then who was Joe Burrow throwing the ball to? We had Tyler Boyd leading the team in receiving yards, 6 receptions for 49 yards. Jamal Chase, 3 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. Samaje Perine, 3 catches, 18 yards. T. Higgins, 2 catches, 15 yards. And Mike Thomas, 1 catch for 12 yards. Raiders, it's killing me to say this, but you will officially be out of the top 10 when we do our power rankings, and you'll have to work your way back in. And then after the game here, Derek Carr, he proves the leadership, which is great, but you got to go out and do it because we're still seeing you turn over the ball and not getting it done. So he says, quote, put it all on me. Put all the reasons why we're losing on me, Derek Carr. So for that, I love it. I love the leadership, but the leadership is not going to be able to save you in the power rankings. Alrighty, then we get the Cardinals at the Seahawks, and the Cardinals get the win, 23-13. Colt McCoy back in action. Still no DeAndre Hopkins, and they still get the win. So well done for Colt McCoy redeeming himself off of the lackluster performance that we saw in his second game starting. So he's officially 2-1 as a starter. Big credit to Colt McCoy. He goes 35 of 44, and I mean doing it in style. Man, oh man, let him throw the ball 44 times, and he answers 79% completion percentage, almost as good as 2 was, so fantastic there. 328 yards, not dinking and dunking, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled 3 times, but didn't lose any of them. Yeah, Cole, yeah. Well done to Colt McCoy, did not turn over the ball. Then we had in the rushing game, James Conner still doing it by himself while, man, oh man, I'm blanking on the other running back's name. He's injured. He was injured last week, injured this week as well. So running back by committee usually here. James Conner had to take it upon himself to do it himself. 21 rushes for 62 yards and a touchdown. Well done. And then who was Colt McCoy throwing to without DeAndre Hopkins? We had Zach Ertz, leading receiver, 8 catches, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tight ends showing out this week. Love seeing that. AJ Green, 4 catches, 78 yards. Rondell Moore, 11 receptions for 51 yards. Antoine Wesley, 4 catches, 44 yards. James Conner, 5 catches, 37 yards. Christian Kirk, 2 catches, 25 yards. Able to get the win. And then the Seahawks with Russell Wilson still losing. Not good. They've only got 3 wins. What the hell is wrong with this Seahawks team? Well, I don't think it's the offensive coordinator. It could be. I mean, they switched a new one this season. Still trash. So, all right. Russell Wilson goes 14 of 26. 14 of 26. We got 53% completion percentage. That's not going to get it done. 207 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled the ball twice, didn't lose them, pulling the good old Colt McCoy card. And then in the running game, Alex Collins, Chris Carson was not good to go, so Alex Collins steps up, 10 rushes for 36 yards. DJ Dallas, 4 rushes for 25 yards and a touchdown, and Rashad Penny, 2 rushes for 19 yards. And who was Russell Wilson getting the ball to? We had Tyler Lockett, leading receiver, 4 catches, 115 yards. Gerald Everett, 3 catches, 37 yards. DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 31 yards. And Will Dissly, 1 catch for 16 yards, but unable to move the ball consistently. No points in the first quarter, no points in the third quarter, 6 points in the second quarter, and 7 points in the fourth quarter. Able to only score 1 touchdown the entire game, and it came in the fourth quarter when it wasn't really over. They made it a 16-13 game, but from that point on, they could not do anything. So Seahawks lose 23-13, and they are floundering big time. All right, then the next game up, the Cowboys at the Chiefs, and man, oh man, the Cowboys Walk of Fame defense is still here, folks. Unfortunately, no Amari Cooper for the Cowboys. A lot of drops by receivers, a lot of turnovers by Dak Prescott, and we've got a recipe for a close game that really should have been won by the Cowboys because the defense got it done. They held the Chiefs to only 19 points. They forced 2 takeaways. They only allowed 3 points in the second half. I mean, this game was set up for the defense for the offense to win the game. Unfortunately, all the factors caused this Cowboys team to lose. So we're still big on the Cowboys. The defense still keeps their name of the Walk of Fame defense. Unfortunately, the offense struggles here. So let's start here with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott goes 28 of 43. 28 of 43. What do we got officially? We got 65% officially, real solid. 216 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He fumbled twice, lost one of them. So let's see where all these turnovers came. The first fumble came in the first quarter, the second drive, and it results into 3 points for the Chiefs. Second turnover by the Cowboys, an interception they can't do anything with because it came with 21 seconds left, but it kept the Cowboys from getting any points. They were at the Chiefs' 28-yard line. Dak Prescott, I don't know why he underthrew this ball to CeeDee Lamb. Also, CeeDee Lamb got taken out of this game with the concussion, so just everything going wrong with this Cowboys team. No Amari Cooper kind of right before the game. We get turnovers, we get drops, we get players getting concussions. So just everything was going wrong offensively here for the Cowboys. Defensively, it was not, though. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, and then the last turnover here by the Cowboys came very last play for them at the Chiefs' 20-yard line, throws an interception. So gives away 2 opportunities at points, and the Chiefs only had time to take advantage of 1 turnover for 3 points. Alrighty, and another thing I'm super disappointed at, Zeke, another opportunity to potentially step up and win the game for your team. You see Dak Prescott and the entire receiving game struggling, and Zeke still did nothing to go beast mode and kind of be the savior of this team, and we've seen multiple opportunities for Zeke to do it. Going back to last season where Dak was out basically half of the season, Zeke never stepped up. We've never seen Zeke step up really this season. He had one good play where he gets it done without Dak, but it came in the fourth quarter. Last drive, he picks up the first down when they were going to settle for a field goal. But we've had Zeke step up in one play, not one game, one play over the last 2 seasons. So real disappointed in Zeke not ever taking over and establishing himself as a dominant force to be like, hey, y'all need me to take over. I see the passing game struggling, the quarterback struggling, the wide receivers are all struggling. I'll take it upon myself. Zeke, feed Zeke, big name here. It's not like he's some scrub here that we're like, well, this, tier 2, tier 3 running back should have stepped it up for the team. No. This is Zeke, folks, classified as a tier 1 running back in this league, but is not stepping it up when he needs to. So once again, another disappointment in Zeke here. Wasn't even the leading rusher. Tony Pollard led the team in rushing, 7 carries for 50 yards. Zeke ran the ball 9 times for 32 yards. Still not getting it done. All right, who was Dak throwing the ball to? Dalton Schultz was the leading receiver. Their tight end, 6 catches, 53 yards. Michael Gallup, 5 catches, 44 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 6 catches for 36 yards. Ced Wilson, 4 catches, 36 yards. Tony Pollard, 2 catches, 20 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 3 catches, 14 yards. And Malik Turner, 1 catch for 11 yards. So unfortunate, all the turnovers and all the inabilities in the passing game with the drops and the interceptions lose the Cowboys the game. But their defense, folks, here we go. Micah Parsons, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses. Durance Armstrong, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Carlos Watkins, a tackle for the loss. And now we've got turnovers as well because Patrick Mahomes fumbled the ball once and threw an interception. Let's start with his, what was the first turnover? The first fumble came in the second quarter, and the Chiefs were at their own 45-yard line. The Cowboys take over at the Chiefs 42-yard line, and that's where we get the Cowboys interception. Come on, you must get points off of turnovers. You would have made it 16-6 going into halftime at minimum, but Dak throws it away. And then the interception came at the first drive out of halftime, set the tone immediately defensively, and the Cowboys only scored 3 points out of it, had to settle for a field goal. So overall, the defense, and holding the Chiefs only 3 points in the second half was so gosh dang good. The Chiefs couldn't make any adjustments to stop the Walk of Fame defense. Big credit to this Cowboys defense. The offense truly let them down last night. All right, Patrick Mahomes goes 23 of 37. We got 62% completion percentage. A little bit on the light side right there. 260 yards, solid. No touchdown, 1 interception. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first game back, and he did real solid. 12 rushes for 63 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill ran the ball once for 33 yards. Darrell Williams ran the ball 5 times for 15 yards, and Patrick Mahomes took off 7 times, but only for 11 yards. They weren't even letting Patrick Mahomes run the ball here. A huge credit to this Cowboys defense. All right, and then who was Patrick Mahomes throwing to? The usual suspects at the top. Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 77 yards. Travis Kelce, 5 catches, 74 yards. Brian Pringle, 1 catch, 37 yards. Mecole Hardman, 2 catches, 25 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2 catches, 13 yards. And Darrell Williams, 1 catch for 11 yards. Patrick Mahomes and company survived by only putting up 19 points. And then even Patrick Mahomes after the game shouting out the Walk of Fame defense on Micah Parsons, saying, quote, to be that good of a linebacker and to be able to play defensive end, there's not a lot of guys like that in this league. Shout out to Micah Parsons, the rookie linebacker / defensive end, and shout out to the entire Walk of Fame defense. Walk of Fame, Walk of Fame, Walk of Fame. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, they're not going to get the recognition in the national media, but we will recognize them here. The Walk of Fame defense, folks. mark it, internalize it, recognize it, respect it. Walk of Fame defense of Dallas. It's fantastic. Alrighty, and then the last game of the night, the Steelers at the Chargers, and what a wild game in the fourth quarter. Steelers outscore the Chargers 27-14 in the fourth quarter alone, but the Chargers get the win 41-37. Just a wild game here. Good game overall, efficient. I mean, just look at these drives. Steelers first drive field goal, Chargers first drive touchdown. Then the Steelers second drive turnover on downs. Once again, getting a little crazy on fourth down, 4th and goal from the 2. They decide to go for the touchdown instead of the field goal. They don't get it. Then the Chargers second drive touchdown, Steelers third drive touchdown, Chargers third drive field goal, and that's all in the first half, folks. So just really efficient scoring by both these teams. Long drives really throughout the entire game until the fourth quarter where score. So let's walk through this fourth quarter quickly, and then we'll get into the stats here. So Steelers going into the fourth quarter down 27-10. They score a field goal, making it 27-13. They block a punt and are able to kind of score on the next plays, making it 20-27. Chargers score a touchdown, making it 34-20. Steelers go down and score another touchdown, making it 27-34. Folks, remember, this is all in the fourth quarter. And then they throw an interception. A ball gets batted up high in the sky, stays in the air for like 5 minutes, and the Steelers come down with the interception, and then they score a touchdown, making it 34-34. And then we get this, Brandon Staley going crazy in the fourth quarter with a 4th and 1. They go for it. Tie game, 34-34 after the big old comeback by the Steelers to make it a tie game. And there's still 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. In Brandon Staley on 4th and 1 at their own 34-yard line. Yes, at their own 34-yard line. When the game is now tied, he goes for it on 4th and 1 and doesn't get it. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. We've seen Brandon Staley be so aggressive here on 4th downs this entire season, and still in this game, Sunday Night Football, when you just seen your big old lead diminish, and then you are going to give the ball to the team that has just gone crazy in the fourth quarter, offensively and defensively, to get the ball on your own 34-yard line? Wild. Luckily, it paid off for the Chargers. Once again, Brandon Staley is getting rewarded for all these questionable calls at best. Obviously, since they've resulted into wins, obviously everybody's championing these aggressive decisions. But overall, we see everything shake out to 50-50 over time. And so far, we haven't seen any bad kind of fourth quarters for the most part, or fourth downs, I should say, for the most part. So we'll see when these decisions to go for it on 4th down will start to kind of go against Brandon Staley, but way too aggressive here. I punt the ball away, but he gives the ball to the Steelers at their own 34-yard line. They only chew off 19 seconds and get 3 points. So once again, Brandon Staley not punished for the decision here, and then they're able to go down and score a touchdown to take a 41-37 lead and leave only about 2 minutes left for the Steelers, and they can't do anything on a 4th and 29, 4th and 32. Unfortunate, they do not get that, and they lose the game. So Brandon Staley gets bailed out with a not great 4th down call, aggressive when it didn't really need to be. Still win because of it. Let's start here with the Chargers since they got the win. Justin Herbert goes 30 of 41. Man, oh man, he was slinging the ball around. 30 of 41. 73% completion percentage for 382 yards slinging the ball around. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Interception came in the fourth quarter, like we said, got tipped up, and the Steelers are able to grab it. So great night by Justin Herbert. Really gosh dang good game. And then in the running department, Justin Herbert led the team in rushing. 9 rushes for 90 yards. Steelers did not play that this man could utilize his legs. So Justin Herbert putting up over 450 yards of offense by himself. Holy moly. Austin Eckler ran the ball 11 times for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. And who was Justin Herbert throwing the ball to? The usual suspects at the top, his actual receivers. Keenan Allen, 9 receptions, 112 yards. Mike Williams, 5 catches for 97 yards and a touchdown. Austin Eckler, 6 catches for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns. Donald Parham, 4 catches, 38 yards. Jared Cook, 3 catches, 28 yards. Jalen Guyton, 1 catch, 18 yards. And Josh Palmer, 1 catch, 17 yards. So great overall night offensively by the Chargers. And then for the Steelers, the offense really picked up in the fourth quarter, and that was really it. Big Ben goes 28 of 44, 63% completion percentage, 273 yards on 28 completions, a little bit of dink and dunk, not really airing it out. 3 touchdowns, no picks. He did fumble once, but didn't lose it, so no turnovers officially for the Steelers. All right, in the rushing department, Najee Harris didn't have the best game. 12 rushes for only 39 yards and a touchdown. All right, who was Big Ben throwing the ball to? We had Deontay Johnson, leading receiver, 7 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. Chase Claypool, 5 catches, 93 yards. Eric Ebron, 3 catches, 24 yards, a touchdown. Najee Harris, 5 catches, 20 yards and a touchdown. And he saved my fantasy. I won by like a point, and Najee Harris got that last kind of extra point on that very last catch for about 3 yards, and then he got knocked out of the game for a concussion. So thank you for Najee Harris sticking into the last second to win me my fantasy. I love it. Ray McLeod, 2 catches for 12 yards. James Washington, 2 catches for 12 yards. Pat Fryermuth, 4 catches, 11 yards, and the tight end scored a touchdown. So the Chargers pull out a win here, winning 41-37, getting back on track on primetime football. Justin Herbert looked amazing. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We are back live tomorrow around 11 Eastern, noon Eastern, whenever we officially go live, but we will be here tomorrow. Not 100% sure what we will be doing. We will definitely be breaking down the game from last night and maybe going into some film study early, depending on what's up with the footage and all that. Might be doing that a little bit early to get us ready for the Thursday games. May predict the lines for those Thursday games because we have to do it a little bit quicker because it's Thursday, not our usual kind of 6-day to get everything in. All right, so we are out of here for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We are back live tomorrow. Hope to see you there, and we will see what's on tonight, folks. Saquon Barkley is good to go, so that's going to be great to see. Gronk is also good to go, so that's going to be great to see. Hopefully we can get something great out of the Giants here tonight. Now that Saquon Barkley is playing, actually, let's see what the line is for this football game tonight. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here, game lines. Let me just see the game lines. Here we go. Giants plus 11. We're going to take that tonight. We're taking Giants plus 11. Hey, if you stayed into the last second, you get Giants plus 11. Take that. Cash in. Saquon Barkley, they get it done. This Giants defense is good. They can hold Tom Brady. He's turning over the ball way too much. And this Giants offense gets it done tonight because Saquon Barkley is back. Primetime television. Football. Go watch it. Bet. Giants plus 11. Bet that. Will y'all stop listening to me and go bet? Jeez Louise. Giants plus 11. We'll take that tonight. All right.